After watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've been in this kind of situation before where, you were in some sort of a social setting, probably part of a group, and you have all of these boys and girls just laughing and just chatting with each other, and they're having a great time, but you are that guy who's on the outside of that group, and you just feel like left out. Like no one's paying attention to you. You're just by yourself. You're just thinking to yourself, oh, like this is super awkward right now. Like I wish I could join this conversation, but like I won't be accepted in this like social group. And this might have happened to you, whether it's recent or, for me it happened like when I was in like high school. There used to be a time where I literally I saw a group of kids. We had like a common room in our high school, and there was like this group of kids that would be sitting like on these couches, and I saw them in the morning in this common room, and I literally looked at them and I wanted to join them, but I just felt like if I joined them, it would have been awkward, and they didn't want me there and whatnot, and I wouldn't feel like I would be able to kind of start off a cool conversation with them, and because of that, I got scared and I basically just walked away from that area of the couches, and I sat in some corner of that common room just by myself, and I was like, well, you know what? And ever since then, I had this kind of sentiment of I would love to picture my ideal self like dominating like social conversations, whether it's one on one, whether it's with other people or whatnot. And really that comes down to providing value to that specific group in some form. And one of those forms is contributing to your own knowledge of a particular subject that's relevant to whatever that group is talking about. And one of the ways that you can get closer to achieving this goal of dominating conversation or social circles is really comes down to a mindset change, a mindset shift that you might need to take. And it's that you have to act as the authority. It's almost like you're pretending like you have knowledge, like full knowledge. You're like a full expert on a particular subject. So for instance, someone might ask you like, you know what, like bro, how do I get jacked in the gym? Like how do I get a girlfriend? You can envision yourself you can envision someone asking you that question in person, and you giving an answer as if like you're an expert on the matter, and that whatever you say is actually the correct truth, even though it might not be. Or maybe you aren't really a subject on, how to get a girlfriend if you've never got one in the first place. That sort of thing. So like if someone were to ask me, for instance, like how do I get jacked? I'm skinny right now, how do I get jacked? And if I imagine someone asking me that question, then I would say, what, you need to start bulking, you need to eat a lot more protein, consider taking a protein shake, have a some sort of a workout plan for yourself, try to structure a weightlifting like protocol, that sort of thing. And if you envision yourself giving these kinds of answers, then this makes you an authority on the matter. And that, for me personally, when I started doing these kinds of visualizations, grew in I grew in confidence in terms of the kind of value that I could give to other people in terms of answers like these and whatnot. And that allowed me to provide value to any conversations that I would have. And that's something that you could do as well. And an actionable step that you could take yourself is to like every morning, if you journal every morning, or even if you don't, like take out a piece of paper every morning and ask yourself one specific question that pertains to whatever you're working on, whatever you want to achieve in terms of goal setting. Ask yourself a question like, how can I get an A plus on this upcoming biology test? And write the answer as if like you already know the answer, like you're an authority on the matter, rather than going on YouTube and searching up how do I get A plus on my biology test, or how do I study this kind of enzyme, or something like that. Act as if you are the authority on the subject, because as you do that, you become more independent in thought, and you are more confident in your own convictions, and you speak with conviction, which is the most important thing is in a social setting or in a conversation with somebody, is to speak with conviction, speaking with confidence. And when people see you speak with conviction and speak with confidence, then that is what will earn you respect from other people. That's what will make other people feel valued and want to like talk with you even more. And for me, that's what I'm focusing on right now, is to speak more with convictions, provide more value to people. And it's and providing value to people is like one of the most important things that you could do if you want to be dominant in social settings. And so for me, visualization has been pretty influential on my own like interactions in the real world. Sometimes I'll be in the shower and I'll be thinking about some dude asking me a question like, yo, like how, like what advice could you give me on terms of improving my appearance. And then even though like I'm working on that my own, even though I'm working on that myself, I'll imagine myself giving an answer like I know the answer, like like I'm an authority figure, I'm an expert on that matter, even though I might not be. And that, for me personally, I just feel like it's given me more conviction in the way I speak to people as a result of that. And it's really reinforced this kind of independent thinking. And independent thinking is super important. Like we live in the age where there are so many people that are giving advice out there, so many self-improvement people that are giving advice out there, but we never really stop to like critically think or analyze our own actions or our own thoughts, or constructing some sort of an answer based on critical thinking. We don't really have those kind of, those big brain conversations as per se. No, we don't really talk about philosophy in general day to day interactions. We don't talk about these big topics where it requires us to really critically think. But the more we engage in this kind of critical thinking, that's what will make you more dominant in social circles, and it will basically just give you more confidence and give value to people. And that's the most important thing. If you're working towards gaining some sort of status, or just not feeling left out as you might have been in your earlier days.